Are you tired of being codependent? Have you ever wondered why you're always cheating? Why do you have to always mother everyone you date?
I understand.
The biggest problem usually is people choose the wrong person. Are you ready to find out the truth? Yes. In just one video, you'll understand what you're looking for in love and what you offer. You send us your date of birth, we send you a custom video that's all about you. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. Find out your birthday secrets today, available online at secretsofbirthdays.com. Hello, Your Royal Majesty, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Edition. I'm your host, Christopher Witecki. And you probably know, we all know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and our way of supporting you is to run a sale at secretsofbirthdays.com, where if you buy yourself a Love and Lust report between now and Valentine's Day, we'll give you a free video report. So that is a $34 value. That's my gift to you. They will go back to the old price after it's over. It's a great way to run a report. This might be a cute little gift for someone in the office, much better than that heart candy. Come on, spoil someone or spoil yourself, Your Majesty. And you know what else? You can spoil yourself down in the garden. I just want to keep plugging. We have a social network called soulgarden.me where all of us can go hang out and be freaky deaky and not talk about this other stuff on Facebook. Yes, we are a place where you can be honest and you can be yourself and there is no judgment. And when people get crappy, we kick them out. That's right. It is a privilege to be there, not a right. But you should come on down, hang out with the other lions, lay in the sun. We've got a Leo rider here who's always looking out for the next hunt for you. Very cool stuff. Come on down to soulgarden.me and say hi. Say hi to my profile. Tell me you're here. All right, and where are the Leos? Well, the Leos during the Sun in Aquarius are working on their relationship consciousness. You know, the soul is comprised of 12 compartments, 12 states of awareness that make up how we get along on Earth. One state of awareness does nothing but monitor balance. That's right. One part of our soul is doing nothing but monitor balance. But monitoring balance in infinite ways and paradoxical directions. Balance in the simplest way, you walk down the street and you're walking in balance. You probably have a solid 7th house. All right? So balance leads to relationships. It leads to the balance of how you relate within yourself. It leads to the balance between the 12 states of awareness. And it leads in the most important value in marriage and partnership. Long-term balancing between two souls. Now, up until now in the transit, you've been working on what doesn't work in your balancing nature. So parts of your life that aren't in balance, fine-tuning that. Your own relationship to yourself, what I call a marriage. Okay, so how you marry yourself, because believe it or not, we're all polygamists. We marry ourselves and then we marry someone else. And we are married to ourselves. That person is not going to follow you down to the tunnel of light. They're going to stop at the bedside. So your relationship to yourself is actually more important than the person you marry. And you've been looking at all the things that don't work in that context so far, knowing what you know so far. Now, as we begin on Monday, we're on the cusp of Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 of Sun in Aquarius. And on Monday, Saturn rules the day, which means it is time to chop, decide for sure what it is you do not want to subscribe to when it comes to balanced consciousness. So I'm not going to live this imbalanced life or have this unbalanced diet, or I'm not going to treat myself bad in the marriage anymore, or I'm not going to be in this relationship that has been imbalanced. Whatever, deciding what you don't want. And in a general way, pointing to what you do. All right. Now, Chapter 3, which is what we're on the cusp of, is all about getting your emotions behind this decision, getting your emotions on the path of manifesting the direction you want to go. But you can't do it carrying or tugging a lot of luggage. So you want to decide what must go. The moon will be in Leo. So while you're having to make this tough decision, the universe is going to invest emotion and passion into your ego consciousness. I'm predicting partly cloudy and cool for the royalty on Monday as you make the decision. Now, the real climax is on Tuesday. On Tuesday, because we have a full moon in your sign, this will be the most arrogant and cocky sign or full moon for the entire year for the Leos. You are full of emotion in your ego, and Leos tend to be a little blindly fabulous during these particular transit. I'm around Leos all the time. This is where I have to wear sunglasses in this full moon. What it does mean is an opposition, or does mean a tug of war. On the one hand, the moon in Leo means your ego is pumped up. I deserve. I am king or queen. Na 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 na. So you're very passionate, and your ego is very passionate, and your ego is ready to defend what you deserve. Great. But what's holding you back in the first place, Your Majesty? Is probably some outdated issue about relationships. The karma, or whatever is that the line is tugging on with this full moon is, well, you need to relate different, or maybe it's because you haven't been balanced. The reason why you're not getting what you want is because of that. Or you might be celebrating in the full moon that you're ready, your time, it's it, let's do it, ta-ta, let's move on. But either way, it is about a major turning point for you in relationships, okay? Notice Mercury is dead conjunct, so our faculties are clear. And another interesting thing, speaking of clear faculties, Saturn goes retrograde on the same day during the full moon. How orchestrated is that, God universe? My goodness. That means that the mind games take a break, right? You've been working real hard to clear the mind games. Well, that lesson takes a break. From the point of changing the way you balance, mind games take a break. Oh. Very interesting. Now, two things. If you're watched over by me in the Guardian Agency, I will be sending you a personal with text on Wednesday. This one relates to your natal moon, so your emotions as a soul and how you will relate to this full moon in Leo, regardless of where you are. Every Leo has a different moon sign. We'll be looking at your moon sign and giving you that extra advice. Now, for Saturn retrograde in the third, or in the house of intellect, this is something I go over in depth in the Act 1 video. So if you bought an Act 1 video, go back, watch. This is an important part with Saturn retrograding. It's a real turning point of Act 2, and it is a real opportunity to develop the right attitude. And if you don't have the Act 1 videos, they're still online at soulmart.me, just so you know, and they're super cheap, $5. All right, so then moving to Wednesday, boom, God doesn't waste any time. We go right into a soul pyramid. That's because the moon moves out of your sign, so you lose the inflated ego, but your emotions do start to focus around values, what you deserve, what you feel, moon, deserve, Virgo. Okay, so emotional value. That ties into two important areas. What that does is, by feeling your soul capital, I mean, I think that's what it's about. And I would text GA people, feel your soul capital, own your soul capital on this day, because what it does is it pushes your career forward, says Jupiter, pushes your legacy forward, says Jupiter, by owning your value. And what does it do? Pluto, it allows the old life to die. So the old life dies a little bit, you own the value, and your career moves forward. Very powerful day. At the same time, it's a manifestation day. So you are manifesting the new relationship while you're making that shift. Very cool stuff. Thursday, all about emotion. The moon rules the day. What's interesting is the moon will cross over Virgo, and Mars is retrograde in Virgo. Now, Mars was helping you go out and earn soul capital, make money, and yada, yada, yada. But Mars retrograded, which means now all those efforts will either bring in a return or not, depending on those lions around hunting versus those lions who are laying in the sun, right? So if you lay in the sun all the last 6 months, you're screwed. But if you didn't, it's going to come in. However, you still got to have faith that that's going to happen. And with the moon crossing Mars, you could go bummer, you could be bright. Depends on how you decide. It's going to be an interesting day, and those in GAL will text reminders to keep you on the bright side of life. At the same time, though, the moon is ruling the day anyway, so we're probably giving a little too much emotion credit, or giving emotions too much credit. And I'll also remind you that too in the text. Now, Friday, things perk up again, because Jupiter rules the day. Yay, Jupiter is optimistic. And at the same time, the moon actually shifts out of the heaviness of values and into Libra. So it's a partly cloudy, it's a pensive day, it's a day of opportunity. And it's a day to go out and explore. If you're trying to light cast a new relationship in your life, or trying to light cast a relationship to transform and heal, go out, explore your options, explore therapy, explore dating sites, explore your options on Friday. Also, you might want to come down to our new show. We're going to go for our second week now. It's called SG Live. It's a webcam radio show. It's live. I make mistakes. We have guests. We talk frankly. It's just a way for us all to get together. And there's a chat room, so we all chat together. It's a community little hub. Come on down. It starts at 11 a.m. Pacific. That's 2 p.m. Eastern and 7 in London. Then, over the weekend, well, Saturday has some breakdown. You're Uranus rules the day on Saturday. Some electrical storms going on. It might be a little bit of a break, a letdown. Maybe you decided in this transit you know who you're in love with, and then you found out he's married. So there could be a little bit of a letdown, a little bit of a breakdown, or a breakthrough. You might, have something open up. So Saturday has a little bit of turbulence going on. Be careful not to fall into the mind games. The moon is still in Libra, so don't want to fall into that old trap. But what's most interesting, I think, is Uranus and Venus. Venus conjuncts Uranus at this moment, dead conjuncts, just as the day happens to be ruled by Uranus as well. Right? So it's an interesting shift, and what it means for you is an innovation of your beliefs about how you receive. So the clue here is maybe a relationship issue has to do with the way you receive. Maybe it's not that you've got a guy who didn't want to give to you. Maybe it's that you don't like to receive in general, and so you attract to the guy who doesn't give. Just something out there. Sunday, things are pretty chill. Mercury rules the day on Sunday. Moon is still in Libra, so you're still thinking and chatting. And probably Sunday's a day where you're on the phone, chatting it up with your boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever, and gossiping and learning. Because Sunday is kind of a learning day, no drama, and Venus has progressed. Whew. Wow, these weeklies. All right, Your Royal Majesty, that's all I have for your 7-day forecast. I'll either be texting you through GA in a couple of hours, or I will see you in 7 days. But either way, live, love, be.